Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing out there today? I've had a pretty good start to my week so far. I babysat over the weekend, and today I ran some errands. I had to go to the Great Walmart, and I needed some new glasses. So I got Mr. E to drive me because I didn't know if they was going to dilate my eyes or what they was going to do with that. Sometimes you go and they dilate your eyes. Sometimes, I guess it just depends kind of like what doctor you go to. I know one of the doctors I used to go to, they would dilate my eyes every time and they would shine this really bright light into my eyes, and I really hated that. But the doctor I went to this time, I just went to an actual Walmart eye center this time, and they didn't dilate my eyes, so I could have gone by myself, but when they do that with your eyes, usually you need a driver. Like the last time I went, I had went without a driver, and I had a hard time coming back home like that because everything just looks so blurred whenever they dilate your eyes like this. But anyways, it wasn't bad at all today. When they dilate your eyes too, the sun is so bright, you have to have some kind of sunglasses. Usually they'll give you some, like those little, they don't have arms on them. It's just a lens basically. And you can tuck them up underneath your glasses. But, and those work fine if you don't have a pair of sunglasses. Anyhow. So, Mr. E, before I went into my appointment, I did go with Mr. E to look at some barbecue pits because our last barbecue pit that we had, we bought probably, I don't know, it's for sure 6 years older. And the bottom on it began to rust out. They just do that. I don't know if you can buy one that is so good that it won't do that, but anyone that we've ever had, eventually the bottoms on them rust out. And we used this one a lot. Even toward the end of it, he replaced the bottom of it. Mr. E did. He put an old panel box in it because he used to do electricity jobs. And he would put this, he took an old panel box and cut it, and he put that in the bottom of that barbecue pit to hold the charcoal. And that worked really well for a long time. Then we retired the pit to use it as part of our smokehouse. He would put wood in it, and he would, roll that into the smokehouse, and that's how we would smoke sausage and stuff that we would make. Started early tonight, Pudding. I thought it was 6. It is supposed to be 6, but I did it through StreamYard, and they set it to this time. I told them I wanted 6, but I don't know. It's like the time on my computer and the time on my phone is 2 different times. Like right now, my computer is saying it's 6:04, and my phone is saying, well, you can't see it. It just went off. My phone's saying 5:48, but my computer's saying 6:04. So I don't know. I thought all those things would have been exactly the same, but I have this problem every time I go live. So, and I did it through StreamYard this time where somebody else can come on with me. Mr. E will be watching his shows tonight. He's cutting the grass right now. I don't know if y'all can hear the lawnmower, but he's outside cutting grass right now. And like I was saying, we had looked at some new barbecue pits today, while we was at Walmart, and they had a few different kinds, and we ended up getting one that was actually just like our old one. So we can use some of the same parts off of the old one that may still be good, like the griddle part of it, or whatever you call it. We could take that off and reuse it if we had a problem with the new one. Can't hear the mower, but you think the people like the StreamYard? I think they like it too, really, because some people can come. If anybody wants to come on here, they can. All you got to do is enter the studio, which I need to do an invite on that. I forgot about that. I'm trying to remember how you do it now. You see? Yes. Copied. So let me put that here. Okay, y'all see that what I just posted on the side where it has that web address? You can get on that, click on that, I guess click on it or type it into your browser, and you can come in to this studio and be on the screen if you want to. Okay, but you do see it. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Pudding Tank says she's just a watcher. She don't know nothing about how to do all the YouTube stuff, but she sees it. I know, like Michelle, if she sees it, sometimes she'll come on, or Donna will too. I don't think I've had anyone else actually come on. And I told Donna about this for tonight. I don't know if she remembered it or not, but she has some stuff going on at her house, and it's highlighted. You post. Okay, good. That's good. I hope it'll like stay at the top where people can see it. But like I was saying, Donna had some stuff go on at her house this past week. She had a little motorcycle on her porch, and she had it there for a while, and she got security cameras and all that, but she needed to move the little motorcycle the other day because she was having something delivered. I think she said maybe some groceries from Walmart or something like that, and she needed to move that so they could come and deliver them. And when she did, she hadn't realized she had moved it out of the sight of her security cameras. And the other day, she realized that little motorcycle was gone. Somebody had come on the porch and stole it. And that theft's real bad in the town where she lives. But it's bad here too. I mean, I guess it's probably bad everywhere. But somebody had went on her porch at night, and she leaves her porch light on. Somebody had went on her porch and stole that little motorcycle. And she didn't, I don't know if she found the serial number or not, but I find it's kind of hard to track something like that down. You never know, whoever stole it, they might be riding it around, or they might have pocked it off, or they might have sold it to a bigger operation that buys these things and disassembles them and resells them maybe in another state or something. No, the people, they don't care. Not the people who doing the stealing anyway. They don't think about, somebody had to work for that, or might think, well, you got this X, Y, and Z, so you don't need that, or you'll never miss it, or that's a bad attitude to have. in my opinion. But some people will still like that, they'll think, well, you got X, Y, and Z, so you don't need that. Kids are out of school too, so it could be a kid. Yeah, it could. And I could see, a kid being tempted by a little motorcycle like that. But it's a shame. I mean, I guess any kid could do it, but sometimes, what I'm saying is, even if you teach your kids not to steal, some kids probably still gonna do it anyway. They might do it on a dare. Who knows why they would? Just temptation could be. But I mean, that little motorcycle, it was there for a little while. Yeah, hide it in the woods. Yeah, it might be. That's true. They might see somebody riding on that thing. Never know. Might be out one day and see somebody out riding it anyway. Yeah. Well, not really. She lives in town. It's houses chock-a-block. Got a lot of houses there. It'd be hard to find. They had called the police and everything, and they made a report. But I know she'd been dealing with that, worried about that, thinking about doing something a little better with her security around her house and all that. But some people, real thieves, they watch all that. They watch the cameras and they will pattern people. They'll watch people and learn their habits and kind of pattern you to where they know when to go, when's a safe time for them to go in and grab whatever it is they've been, because they'll walk, they'll be shopping, looking to see what you got out, what they might be able to get a hold of. One man told me a long time ago, he said, if you have, if you like in your vehicle and you somewhere and you have something in your vehicle, he said, and you have to go in, he said, put it all the way to the front, like into your back glass almost. Don't just leave it in the back of the truck or on the side where somebody can grab it up easy. He said, because a thief, there's one thing about a thief, he said, they're usually lazy. They're looking for the easy thing to get. So try to make it a little more difficult for them. So I think the cameras are a deterrent. Yes, they are. But also you can do some other things. You have to kind of think about it, what to do to make it harder for people to get at whatever it is you have. But some people are just determined. They will get in there and get something if they want it. Some people will break into a house to get something. Now to me, that's not a lazy thief there. That thief is really thinking about, they take a chance, that thief. Because I can't even imagine that, trying to go into somebody's house like that. That's taking a big chance. Because a lot of people nowadays, they protect themselves. They got something to protect their homes with. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's best not to keep a schedule. It's best to switch things up, do things differently. Don't always, some people go for a walk. They do their little exercise routine and they go I don't know, let's just say every morning at 7 o'clock. Well, if you do that, the thieves in the neighborhood, the criminals, whatever, because it don't have to be a thief, you could get involved in some kind of crime. They be watching you. Say that woman's out there walking every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. They could get into your house. They could plan to get into your house while you're not there. But they never know if you're gonna forget your phone or something and have to go back. I mean, it could be all kind of bad stuff could happen with that. Uh-huh. Every time the neighbor would leave, the kiddos would break in. Yeah, they'd be watching that. Exactly. I told him to set a booby trap and he said that was illegal. Oh, well, you got to kind of try to think about it. But like I said, don't keep a schedule. Don't be walking every day at the same time, or don't go to town every week on the same day. You got to break it up, switch it up a little bit. He ended up moving. My goodness, it must have been bad. Well, if they broke in every time he left, I guess it was bad. Yes, indeed. And some people will put on Facebook that they go every time they do something, like they'll put, they're going to Walmart or whatever. They're just leaving their self open to something like that, because it's not always just your friends that are watching your Facebook. Dogs are a good alarm. Mine too. They even bark at me. When I come home, they start barking because I got dogs inside and outside. When I'm home and when I'm gone. And they are the best alarm. They start barking when they hear anything. Y'all's too, huh? You see, it's just now showing 6 o'clock on here on StreamYard. And on my computer, it's saying 6:17. The time's off so bad. And on my phone, it's saying 6:01. The doorbell camera, you see that time what your text just showed is the same as what's on my phone now, 6:01. Started all off on the wrong time, but there you have it. A lot of people's doing them doorbell cameras. A lot of them. I don't know. The way I know that is because sometimes I'll watch like funny videos on YouTube, and a lot of those, it's like stuff that's just caught, at people's houses and they submit it. It's something funny. Somebody might trip on the dog or that kind of thing. But a lot of them, those videos is coming from those doorbell cameras. Them little doorbell cameras, they catch a lot. Whoever invented that must be a millionaire, because a lot of people use that now. I guess it takes Wi-Fi to run them. I don't know. Camera. And there's no feed, just an app on the phone to alert us. A vacuum by that name. It's you just press the button and it vacuums the house, which it gets stuck all the time. I hadn't even used it in a long time, actually, because I got another kind. Yes, Wi-Fi to get the alert on the phone. Yeah, I need to upgrade my internet. We still have the old school internet here, and it's kind of slow. It can't handle a whole lot of Wi-Fi, so all my security stuff is hardwired, which is good. It's fine. It works just fine, really. But they come in with some more fiber optic type internet in my area. It's going to be more expensive, but I would like to upgrade to something like that. I really would. They been running the wires for it and a SD cord. Hmm. It, I think Donna was telling me something about hers uses the Wi-Fi and or a SD cord too. I hadn't looked into them. I had one time years ago, and it was trying to run on the Wi-Fi, and my internet couldn't handle it because I had some other stuff going. It can only do so much. I think I only get like 10 megabytes per second. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's 10 MBS or something like that. And it's not very much. It's on the low end for sure. But the more Wi-Fi stuff you have, the harder it's going to be, especially when you have that low of amount of internet. Anyway, I went and got me some more glasses today. These I use just for my computer. We have the fiber and it was cheaper, $40 cheaper a month for the same 500 megabytes per second or whatever it's called. Wow, you got good internet over there. Oh man, I would love to have that. That sounds awesome. I wonder if ours would be cheaper than it might be. I have to look into it. That's a good price. Because I have like I was saying, this is old school what I got here. And we pay $45 a month. But I'm only getting 10. I don't know how y'all can even see me on this. Because it's so old and outdated. It's the same thing that used to come through the phone lines here. And hardly nobody got that no more phone in their house, with the cord on it. The hardwired cable internet was $90. Wow. So you had a good break on that when you changed. I bet it's a lot better too. More reliable, I bet, and just better. You can do more on it probably, faster and all. Can you still see that invite, Pudding Tang, with the to come on here? Is that still highlighted? Because I don't see it on my screen. About the same, but you like the savings? Oh, yeah, I like savings too. Yeah, I wish somebody else would come on here with me. Yes, but I have to scroll to it. Oh, okay. Well, if somebody wants to come on here, you just scroll to the top and you'll see there's Donna. It made you change your password? Oh my goodness. It's so aggravating, some of that computer stuff. Yes, Donna is here. Well, I'm glad you could join us, Donna. Me and Pudding Tang been talking here. I'm glad you come in to the conversation. If you want to come on here, you can. The invite is a little further up. I might can repost it just so it'll be right there again. Let's see. Okay, it's going to repost it and it'll be, where you won't have to scroll up anyway. You can click on that and it should let you in. That https streamyard.com that I just posted. You should be able to click on that and come on if you want to. Oh yeah, Mr. E's cutting the grass, y'all. I hear him. When Mr. E cuts the grass, I don't go outside because he travels over rocks sometime, and I don't know what's going to come flying out of that mower. I do not go outside when Mr. E is cutting grass, y'all. When I cut grass, I'm more scared about all that, and I try not to pass over no rocks. But he ain't that scared, y'all. He just passed right over them. So I don't go out there. When I hear that lawnmower, I stay in the house. Your browser has you blocked. Blocked from getting on that StreamYard thing. She gonna see what she can do, Pudding Tang. Yeah, that's dangerous. Oh, like I said, I just don't go out there. I don't know if y'all seen one of them videos I did. I was trying to get a stump out of the yard out there, but we had cut some cedar trees years and years ago, and they still deteriorating. The last time he cut the grass, he passed over one of them, and I heard it. And the next day, I didn't go out there right then, I guarantee. But the next day, I thought about it, and I was back there on my back porch because that's where I washed my clothes at, and that's where I could see that stump from the where the washing machine was. And I thought about it, and I looked over there, and it had a big old piece of that wood had slung out of inside that stump. So yeah. So the next day, what I did was I went out there with a little hatchet, and I started cutting into that stump, and I got a lot of the pieces out of it. It was like pulling teeth out of that out of the ground when I was getting those pieces of stump out of there. But a lot of it did come out. I see something about Donna. Something with Donna at the bottom, but I don't see no picture. I don't know. Let me see what happens if I click on it. Pudding says she's trying to open it up, but she don't do computer. Okay, let's see. You see, I added Donna to the stage, but she ain't ready yet. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take her back off till she can figure it out because it ain't showing a picture of her. And I could just hear her talking, but it was very muddled. Okay, so Donna. Oh, look, now Donna got a whole other picture coming here, child. She said, hey, girl. That's still you, Donna? Why you got a whole nother picture on your name? Oh, she came in as a moderator. You see that little wrench? I don't know, y'all. Look now, I see Pudding Tang's name showing up, but I don't see a picture. You must be getting somewhere, Pudding Tang. Okay, she just did something. I see you. I see you. Hold on, I'm gonna put you on here. I'm gonna add you to the stage. Okay, I see you, but I don't hear you yet.
I might have to pull my thing off so you can hear
Oh
me.
yeah, now I hear you.
See, yeah, I'm sorry. I only came for a second because I love you, but I put tape on
Oh,
the camera and I. So Miss KK, we get to meet, but
yeah, so good to see you. That's awesome. I love it.
but I don't want to stay. I want to just enjoy the. I love watching. That really is what I do. But I wanted to meet you and just say hello.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad you did because now I have a face to put to the name.
Right, right, old lady. I told you I was old.
Oh no, you ain't no
I,
older than us.
but I'm gonna put my earpiece back in. But I just wanted to come so you could say, "Hey, I've seen her. I know her."
Yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for doing that. That's
And
awesome.
I'm gonna continue watching. But when I had this plugged in, you couldn't hear me, and then yeah. But at least we know it works. It works real well too. It wasn't that hard. I just have my thing set up so that I can't do none of this stuff. Because
Oh,
I don't want it my microphone or something coming on when I'm watching. So I just keep it all. What do you call that? I had it on deny. So I changed it to ask, so it could ask me.
oh, well,
Yeah,
you're welcome to stay. And if you don't want to stay, that's okay too.
yeah.
But
I
maybe
don't.
you get more,
It's
less camera shy. And
yeah, 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 yeah. But it's so good to meet you. And I'm
you
going to stay
too.
on. I'm just going to leave and I'm going to get off of this thing. And hey, Donna. Hey, Donna. I'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to meet Pudding. That's awesome. Finally, I have a face to put to the name. Oh, you made my day. You really did. Because you being so loyal to my channel. I mean, I don't have a big channel or a big following, and you have stayed with me. You comment like on every single video I've made, and so you've been with me through this whole journey. You like family to me as far as this channel goes. So thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. It made my day. Let's see if Donna's gonna be able to get on here. I know she's fighting something over there. She's always fighting something to try to get on here. And a lot of times her sound gives her trouble. But hopefully she come on here. We'll see. I wish everybody would come on here. That way it ain't just me up on here. When I first started doing these, okay, Pudding saying you back. When I first started deciding, yeah, I would like to do a YouTube channel and thinking about it because I watch YouTube all the time. And I said, well, I don't know why I can't do a YouTube channel. Why not? Why not try it and just see? But I wanted to do just nails. And my channel was going to be Nail Necessity. And I was going to do, because I sell nails on eBay. When my dad died years ago, I was selling a few nails on eBay. And it was like therapy to me just to fool with the nails. And I started learning like ways to paint them and false nails, y'all, false fingernails. And it was like therapy to me. I would spend a lot of time just doing that. It would get my mind off all the other stuff. And I was going to do a channel with just that. And I was going to do a no face channel, where it's just like the camera was just going to be on the nails and me fooling with that. And I did a few of them. And my mom was like, you really need to show your face, so people can see who you are and what you're doing. Yeah, I think Donna is trying to get on there. She said it would be nice to talk and not be seen. Yeah, you see, that's why I wanted to do a channel like that. And then my mom and them, they was like, well, y'all got that homestead, and why don't you do that? And then you can show what y'all do on the farm, and you can talk to the people and have them see your face. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to do that. And so Donna, she's my sister, she would come over and she would take the camera and I would talk to the camera. We would do just some little stuff that we wouldn't even put on YouTube, just to kind of practice and get me warmed up. And it was just terrible. I couldn't even look at the camera half the time. And it was just me and her, and I knew it wasn't even going on YouTube. So that's how bad camera shy I was. So it took a good little while to get over that, actually, because I always have been a shy person. I've never been an outgoing person, even when I was in school. I wasn't the popular person who talked with everybody and visited with everybody. I was always the one trying to blend into the background and not be noticed at all. And so this thing has kind of broken some of that down, kind of helped me with that a little bit. But all in all, I still don't go out in the public hardly. Like all my friends from school, all my friends, like I had so many of them, I was so shy. I really didn't have a big network of friends because I was so shy. But I did have some, but even now I'm hardly in contact with them because I don't know. I guess I'm still shy. Donna, she's very good with people. She can talk good, and I don't know, she just has a way of making people feel comfortable. I would like for some of her qualities to rub off on me as far as that goes. But she always was real good like that. It seemed like everybody was always real good with that except for me. I don't know, y'all. I'm waiting on Donna. Let's try her again and see if we can hear her. I don't know, y'all. I'm waiting on Donna. Let's try her again and see if we can hear her. I don't know, y'all. I'm waiting on Donna. Let's try her again and see if we can hear her. I don't know, y'all. I'm waiting on Donna. Let's try her again and see if we can hear her. Something ain't right with her sound. I don't know why her sound does that. Every time she tries to come on here, sound messes up. We'll have to go like on a private one and try to fix that because I don't like that. I need her to be able to be on here and talking with me. So anyway, it's gone a long ways, guys. I'm still trying to grow this channel, but you know what? I like to come on here and just visit. Look, now Pudding giving you some advice, Donna. It says all the settings have to be all together. I use an iPad. I don't know. I just got blessed when I turned this one on. It automatically works. So I don't know about what to do with the set. So I really can't tell you, that I had to go into mine and change anything because I didn't. It happened to have worked for me. Yeah, you just like to visit too, huh? I don't necessarily have to come on here with a topic. I mean, it'd be nice, I guess. But for me, it's a time to be able to visit and just talk with other like-minded people. Not really needing a topic. Sometimes topics may come up, or I'll try to come up with a topic, but a lot of times I have a hard time sticking to a topic because it's so hard to find something to talk about for a long period of time. I might not have that much to say about one topic, but can just come on here and visit and kind of tell you what went on during the week around here. Like, I made a few videos last week. One of them was with Mr. E riding on that on his lawnmower. That little, and I just did a little short of it. I was in the kitchen, he was in the on the yard mowing. I grabbed my phone, took a little you know, I don't know if it was a 50-second video or whatever, but I took that little video and I uploaded it to YouTube as a short. And that little short got like 4,000 and something views. It was one of the best shorts, you know, that got the most attention that I had ever put on here. And it was totally not planned. Like I said, I was just in the kitchen cooking and he was out there mowing, and he was passing by where there was no rocks. And I picked up my camera and my little phone and took a little video of it, and it did awesome. I have something else I need to go tend to whenever I do get out of here too. We just don't visit like when I was a teenager. I go to sleep early and get up early. I know, me too. I always was an early riser. But when I was a teenager, I did sleep a little bit later when I had opportunity to. I had a friend that lived down the road, and, you know, I spent a lot of time with her as a child and as a teenager. And so we would stay up some. Now, she was more of a night owl. You know, she could sleep late pretty easily, but I was always an early riser. But when she would come over, and at night, she could stay up late and I would be yawning. I had a hard time staying up late with her. And then she had a little harder time waking up in the morning though. You know, it was just like different as far as that went. But we had a lot of fun together. We visited. We had we was like-minded, you know, a lot of stuff we had in common. And now she still lives in close to the same place where she was raised at. And I don't live really that far from her, but I haven't talked to her in probably over a year, maybe 2 years. It's ridiculous. Actually, I was telling Errol, which we call Mr. E, I was telling Errol the other day, I said, I need to take a whole day just to go visit all the people I haven't seen in such a long time. I have a lot of friends that I just have not went to visit, or they haven't come to visit. We just get tangled up in whatever we're doing, our own lives. And, you know, things change. You have kids, or just circumstances, people's lives take different paths. And, you know, sometimes too, we aren't the same. We are the same person, but we're not, because we do grow and change. There's a lot of stuff that is not the same about me, as I'm not really the same person as I was when I was a teenager. A lot of things have changed. Things that I thought were acceptable back then, I don't find acceptable now. And, you know, maybe some of my old friends do think some of those things are still acceptable, or they've changed in another kind of way, and we've just taken different paths. Yeah, when we accept Christ, things change. They do. I miss my old friends. I miss my old life in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of things in that old way of life that I think I still miss. But then when I am presented with the opportunity to get back into it, I realize that that's not what I want anymore. Just, just change as you get older. We do change. And that's okay. I mean, I think it's a good thing though. It's good to grow. You know, I was presented with a letter a while back of a letter I had wrote to a family member, and it was from when I was a teenager. And when I looked back over it, I was excited to get it and look at it because I was like, oh, this is from way back then, this is going to be cool to look at. And when I looked at it, it actually embarrassed me. It actually embarrassed me, and I wanted to get rid of it. It was like, I, I didn't, I couldn't kind of believe that that was me at one time, talking so silly. Yeah, doing the silly things in our youth. It's who we was, and it's gotten us to be where we're at today. We grow and change. Hopefully we change for the better. We certainly don't want to change for the worse. We want to improve. Me and Errol was talking the other day. We had went for a walk. We do this sometimes. We go for a walk, and we talk, and we was talking about how our bodies really are just a vehicle to get us around while we're here on earth. And we take care of our bodies physically, just like you would a car. You would put oil, the right kind of oil, the right kind of gasoline. You wouldn't pour, the wrong fluids in your vehicle, or it won't run and it won't get you to where you need to go. And the same things with our bodies, our physical bodies, is we know how to take care of it somewhat. There's a lot of information out there how you can take care of your body by exercise and eating the right foods and all this kind of stuff. But also our minds is kind of like a computer, that, if you want to say that, and it too could take an upgrade, just like our computers do. Every now and then it asks you to update them to make them better, or to upgrade them to make them better. And when you do that, it never says, here's an upgrade to make your computer run worse, right? I mean, you might get a virus or something like that makes your computer run worse. And the same thing I was telling him with our minds. We need to upgrade our minds as we get older and grow. And we want to make what we're putting into our minds better stuff as well. Not, if we're putting junk into our minds, then we're not going to get that upgrade, like I was saying. Anyway, this is the kind of stuff we talk about sometimes, y'all. Sometimes we have some deep discussions, which I like that, actually. My dad used to love to have deep discussions like that, and I did too. And he and we were kind of two peas in a pod when it came to that. I love to get off alone with him where we could have those kinds of discussions and just talk about the state of humanity and stuff like that. We really enjoyed those kind of conversations, both of us. Me too, Donna says. We had a good dad, so we miss him so much. He was good to talk to, stuff like that. So see, y'all, we didn't have any topic today, which I kind of don't like that when I have just when I start thinking about, ooh, I have to pick a topic. What is it going to be? I start getting nervous. So see, we didn't even have to pick a topic today. That is wonderful to have a good dad. Mine was drunk. Oh, I wish I could have shared mine with you. I don't know. He probably would have liked it. I think he would have thought it would have been good to use for positive, something positive. I try to focus on that, y'all, on doing something, doing things positive, and focusing on positive thoughts. I have negative thoughts just like everybody else. But if even the Bible tells you that to focus your mind on what those things that are good. I mean, you can't go wrong listening to that advice, right? It might be kind of hard. Thank you, Pudding Tank, for saying that. He'd be proud. I think he would too. He loved to play guitar. He loved to play his guitar, and he loved country music. And he sang country music. He was a very good guitar player. He played a box guitar, acoustic box guitar, and he played in a couple of different bands. He was never like famous, but around our neighborhoods, he was famous, and everybody loved him, and everybody begged him to bring his guitar out and play. He played a lot of old country music. He did a lot of George Jones, and I don't know, he did Merle Haggard, and I don't know, I can't remember every one of them. I wish I would have been more interested in his music when he was, because he was really into it. And like I said, everybody loved him because he always had a smile on his face, and he accepted everybody. He was so glad to see everybody, and he was genuine about it. He really was glad to see people. He was really glad to see you when you got there, and he was really glad to listen to your story and what you had to say. A lot of people nowadays, they don't really care what you have to say. They just want you to listen to them. I liked when he would sing White Lightning and Family Tradition, Donna says. You saw George Jones in concert? That must have been awesome. I bet he sounded just as good in concert too. Because some of those bands, they don't sound as good in concert, but I bet you George Jones did. Yes, Hank Williams Jr. did sing Family Tradition. He sure did. He like Charley Pride. He did a lot of Charley Pride songs, like Sunday Morning Coming Down. I remember him singing that one a good bit too. But he sang a bunch of different songs. There was a lot of them. I wish I had all that on video. When I think of Dad and YouTube, I think if I could just did this earlier when he was still playing guitar, because YouTube was there then, but I didn't even know YouTube existed back then, y'all. And boy, if I could have got him playing his guitar on YouTube, I probably would have had a smash channel then. I wish I would have had more of him singing, recorded actually. It's a shame that we don't, because he sang so much. It's no reason. Chris Christopherson did Sunday Morning Coming Down. Okay, Donna, that sounds good. She's going to find a video of him singing and share it. Sounds good. I don't know how you're going to do that. Maybe on Facebook or something. Oh, yes. Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. Oh, yeah. Daddy sang that a bunch. Yes, I definitely do remember him singing that one. And he did a good job on it. He did a really good job. Yeah, I would love to see the video too. Yeah, he did. He sang all that. One of them that he loved to sing that Errol loved to listen to, and when he sang was Rose Colored Glasses. He liked that one a lot. Yeah, it was good music. And when I was younger, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't care for that kind of music. I listening to all this other rock and roll type music. But now I really like this kind of music. The all this music we're talking about here, I like that now. And I don't care for the rock and roll very much at all anymore. It's just too loud and obnoxious, I guess. I don't know, annoying. I find it annoying now, rock music. For the most part, not always. K-Bon on the internet. I really don't listen to music on the internet. I don't know if that would be available to us or not. I was in the truck today and I was listening to our local stations playing some country music. It was like 80s and 90s country music is what they was playing. George, George Strait was one of them they had played, and I can't remember all what they played, but they played a few different ones. Then it was nice to listen to. I enjoyed it. Okay, Bonds from Louisiana. I'll have to write it down, and that way I can look into it later when I can just be by myself and look at it. I have to make me some notes. That's what I do. K-Bon. So when you say Cajun music, what's that music they play for Mardi Gras and all that? Zydeco? It's not Zydeco, huh? Prefer it because I don't speak French. I don't speak French either. There might be a couple words I picked up here and there because when my mom was growing up, that's all they could speak was French. They went to school and the teachers made them not speak French. They were not allowed to speak French. So she knew French, she did know French. And she tried to teach me some of it, but I never could pick it up. I only picked up a few little words here and there, and I'll say them every now and then when I'm not even thinking about it. But as far as carrying a conversation in French, no. I might be able to pick one or two words out, but that's at best. Now she could still speak French. Now she says it's a different dialect than in some areas, but I think it would be like that anywhere. Take a nap. Y'all could count in French? Dodo. Oh yeah, go dodo. Yeah, exactly. You want to go make dodo? Let's take a nap. Hmm. Yep, definitely recognize that one. Lavette is a like a dish rag. A lapin is a rabbit. Couillon is crazy. I I actually know of a store named Couillons. Go to Crazies and get you some groceries. Couillons. You heard a lot of it, huh? I heard a lot of it too, especially like around my mama's people at family reunions or just visiting some of her family, especially some of the older ones, further back in my time when we would go and visit over there. Some of the older ones, they get to talking that French, you wouldn't know what they were saying. They get tied up in it too. Sometimes I think they would talk like that just so that we wouldn't know what they was saying when they I don't know if that's true or not, but it seemed like it. It's a good way to hold a private conversation, I suppose, if you know a language no one else knows around you. Donna says that they could count in French, but I don't think I could. I don't think I learned that. I think I enjoyed my visit and everything, but I don't want to keep y'all too long. What time is it? We've been on here an hour. Donna said 1 to 10. They could count. Well, it's better than what I could count in French. I don't know if I could say one of the numbers actually. K-Bon is out of Eunice, Louisiana, all Cajun, I bet. Eunice is a very Cajun area. Indeed, it is. And you grew up in Biloxi, so I bet you seen some beautiful beaches over there. And in Florida, you got the pretty beaches. Are you sleeping, Brother John? I know that song in French. Huh. Well, go ahead, because I'm just not good with it. Not good with the French. Gorgeous beaches in Florida. Oh, I bet. I went to Florida before when I was probably 10 or something like that. My sister had went with her family and they took them all to Disney. Is it Disney World or Disneyland that's over there? She took them all over. The whole family went there, and I was allowed to go with them. So I was able to go to Disney over there at that time, and we did go to some beaches along the way, I want to say. But I don't remember it really well because I was, like I said, I was like maybe 10 or something. Wasn't very old. But still, it was what I do remember of it was nice. Destin, Florida, and Fort Walton Beach. Florida is watching Tropical Storm Flossie. That mess is starting already. Closer to Alabama. Yeah. Yeah. Quintain said she grew up around Biloxi, but now she's in Florida, around Destin and Fort Walton Beach. The Panhandle. Well, are you going to be affected by this tropical storm Flossie? I hadn't even seen that on the news, but Donna mentioned it. Evidently, she's been watching the weather and I haven't. I know that for Friday and Saturday, our highs are going to be like 98 degrees. Tang says she done joined the Air Force and settled here in Florida. She joined the Air Force and settled in Florida. I don't watch the weather. I hear you. The Air Force. Oh my goodness. That must have been an interesting career choice, the Air Force. No, Errol was in the Marines. The last time he went to the VA, he bought one of those caps that has Marine Corps on it. And today when we went to eat at McDonald's, they seen his hat and it's like, "Oh, you get a military discount." I said, "Well, your hat just paid for itself." It's like a 10% discount at McDonald's for if you are a veteran or were in the military, probably if you're still in it as well. That is awesome, that being in the Air Force. You had to go through all that training, and but that was hard. I know the way Mr. E talks about that training for the Marines, that was hard too. This was my last place to be stationed. I was a wild youth, and the Air Force settled me down and gave me straight paths. Awesome. Discipline. Oh, yeah, they're very, very disciplined. I know the Marine Corps was, the way Errol tells it, was very disciplined. So I'm sure the Air Force was much the same way. I think that's helped a lot of people, actually, a lot of youths. Turkey Creek is only 15 minutes from the Gulf of America. Well, you're not far from the Gulf of America at all. 15 minutes, that's not far at all at all. You can go to the beach, just a hop, a skip, and a jump. That's nice. I think I would like that too. Probably nice white sandy beaches, I'm imagining. They bring in palms. Yeah, I bet all kind of stuff can grow down there. Good growing zone for a lot of different plants. Are beautiful. We have palmettos here. Oh, really? It looked the same? So y'all have a lot of palmettos also? That's what we call them, the little short palms. We call them palmettos. I don't know if that's the technical name for them or not. That's what we've always called them, though. Yeah, those are more natural to the area, right? I have several of them coming up here in my yard, actually. I've been noticing some new ones coming up. They're pretty. Yeah, that's what I've heard about the palmettos also with the snakes, rattlesnakes. And you know what else? Wasp nests. Wasps like to build under those palmetto leaves as well. So walking in the woods in the palmettos can be dangerous. Snakes and wasps. Pine trees. 15 miles south of I-10. You can get on that I-10 and go all the way to California. It goes all the way across the United States. I had all the even numbered interstates run north to south, and all the odd numbered interstates run, I'm sorry, all the odd number interstates run north to south and south to north, and all the even numbered ones run east to west and west to east. California, but I don't want to go back. Well, that's some expensive living over there in California. You see, now that's where Mr. E trained when he joined the Marines. That's where he trained at, was over there in California. And he said it was beautiful and the weather was very good, but he said he doesn't want to go back either. I think Errol seen some celebrities while he was there. Puddentang didn't. Nope. That is interesting. But I think I'm gonna have to give Mr. E his TV, y'all. I don't hear the lawnmower anymore. And I did hear him come in earlier. So I'm gonna get off of here and give him his TV time, which he deserves. I met Loretta Lynn and Reba McEntire in USO tours. Hey, that's something. I think Loretta Lynn would be, I just love her accent. I would like to have met her. that her accent is so cool. Okay. Y'all have a good evening too. Hope y'all enjoy y'all's night and have a safe rest of y'all's week. And come back. Reba is tiny. I have a half sister that reminds me of Reba, tiny like that, and can sing like that too. She was shy, and then she wasn't. Okay, guys. Have a good, safe week, and meet y'all back here next Monday at 6, same time. Okay. Good night, y'all. Y'all have a good one. See y'all next time. Thanks for coming on, Pudding Tang. Sure enjoyed it. And Donna, me and you gonna work on trying to get you on here again. All right. Bye, y'all.